For as long as we can remember, we've been asking one big question. What does it really take to achieve massive success? It's a question that has driven so many people, and today we're going to dig in and find some real answers. I mean, that's what we always hear, right? That you're either born with some special talent, you get a lucky break, or you happen to know the right people. But what if that's not the whole story? What if success isn't an accident at all? You know, that's the very question that obsessed author Napoleon Hill. And he didn't just sit around and wonder. Nope. He went on this incredible 20-year mission, getting inside the heads of the absolute titans of his day. We're talking industry giants, legendary inventors, true leaders, to figure out their blueprint for success. And the conclusion he came to? Well, it was a bombshell. He found that success isn't random. It's not magic. It's more like a science. It operates on a set of consistent, learnable laws that are totally timeless. And the best part? According to Hill, anyone can learn these laws and use them. So where does a journey like this even begin? Well, it's not where you might think. It doesn't start with action. It starts with your thoughts. The first pillar of success is all about mastering the one and only thing you have complete control over, your own mind. Hill pinpointed the single biggest thing that stands between us and whatever we want to achieve: fear. Fear of failure, fear of what people will say, fear of not having enough. And he said the only weapon powerful enough to defeat fear is a deep, rock-solid, unshakable self-confidence. We're not talking about arrogance, but a genuine belief in your own abilities. And listen, this principle isn't just a nice idea. It can literally transform a person. Let me tell you a quick story about a guy named Charlie. He started out as this super shy, timid guy at a newspaper. The kind of person who just wanted to blend in and not be noticed. But after he learned this stuff, he became someone completely different. So how'd he pull it off? First, he got crystal clear on his goal. He wanted to be a top player in the advertising department. Then he started using what Hill calls auto-suggestion, basically repeating affirmations every single day to rewire his own beliefs about himself. He even went after the toughest clients, the ones everyone else was too scared to approach. He got rejected constantly, but here's the kicker. He never saw it as failure. Every single no was just a lesson, a piece of feedback to make him better. And the result of this inner shift? It's incredible. By building that self-confidence from the inside out, Charlie didn't just become a good salesman. He became one of the most famous salesmen in the world, and yes, a millionaire. His entire outer world changed because he took the time to master his inner world first. Okay, so you've built that foundation of self-confidence. It's solid. Now what? Well, now it's time to channel that power. And that brings us to pillar number 2, turning that inner strength into real, decisive action out in the world. It all starts with what Hill called a definite chief aim. And the idea is actually really simple, but so powerful. Without one single clear purpose, our energy gets scattered all over the place, and it's basically wasted. But when you focus all of your power, all of your resources on one target, you become incredibly powerful. Like Hill said, power is just organized effort. You know, there's that classic story that just perfectly explains this. An old man wants to teach his sons a lesson, so he shows them how a single stick is super easy to break. But when he bundles 7 of them together, they become unbreakable. That's the power of unity. Your efforts, your thoughts, your actions, they're the sticks. When you bind them all together toward one single aim, you become unbreakable too. But look, just having a goal isn't quite enough. You have to pair it with the guts to actually act on it, to be the one who moves first without waiting for someone to tell you it's okay. That is initiative and leadership. And honestly, there's no better example of this than the story of how the whole personal computer revolution got started. Think about this for a second. When a super young Bill Gates and Paul Allen saw an article about the Altair 88 computer, they didn't wait around. They took massive initiative. They called the creator and told him they had a programming language for his new machine, even though they hadn't written a single line of code yet. They worked like crazy, faking it on a different computer because they didn't even have an Altair to test it on. That bold move, that decisive action, that was the spark that ignited Microsoft. So you've got the mindset down and you're taking action, but there is one last absolutely critical piece to this whole puzzle. Pillar 3 is all about a fundamental truth. You almost never see significant success happen in isolation. It's not a solo spirit. Hill gave this name, the mastermind principle. The whole concept is that when two or more people get their minds aligned, working together in total harmony for the same goal, they create a third, invisible mind, a force that is way, way more powerful than any one of them could be alone. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. It's more like 1 + 1 = 10. Now, I know that might sound a little bit out there, a little mystical, but the proof is written all over human history. In fact, one of the most powerful mastermind groups of all time was kind of hiding in plain sight. You had Henry Ford, the guy who basically put the entire world on wheels. Then you had Thomas Edison, arguably the greatest inventor who ever lived. And Harvey Firestone, the innovator who completely changed the tire industry. I mean, each one of them was an absolute giant. But what a lot of people don't know is that these three were incredibly close friends. They would get together every single year just to hang out, share ideas, challenge each other, and just recharge their batteries. Their friendship wasn't just a friendship. It was a living, breathing mastermind. And their combined vision didn't just build companies. It literally shaped the modern world. We've looked at the history, we've gone through the principles, we've heard the stories. But the whole point of learning this system isn't just to know about it, it's to actually apply it. So let's bring this all together in a way that you can use. So here's the bottom line. Success really boils down to this three-part system. Number 1, you master your inner world. That's your mindset. You conquer fear with real self-confidence. 2, you turn those thoughts into focused action. That's execution. You have a definite aim and you take initiative. And 3, you amplify your power through other people. That's collaboration. And it all comes back to this one single, powerful quote from Hill himself. The starting line for any achievement is in your mind. If you can actually create the vision in your head and build that unwavering belief that it's possible, you've already taken the biggest step. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Hill's whole life's work suggests that your potential is pretty much only limited by your own imagination, and that achieving big things isn't some kind of magic, it's a process, a system. So the question isn't whether or not you can succeed. The real question is, will you?